So one of the first things that stands out immediately after reading the transcripts is Mateen saying, quote, "I'm in Orlando and I did the shootings." The transcript also includes details from 3 phone calls with Orlando Police Department's crisis negotiation team lasting about 28 minutes. In one call, Mateen says, quote, "There is some vehicle outside that has bombs." He told authorities if they, quote, "try to do anything stupid, he would ignite the bomb." When the 911 dispatcher asked him his name, Mateen responded by saying he pledged his allegiance to the Islamic State's leader. Now, an earlier version of the transcript deleted the word Islamic State and the name of the ISIS leader, but after pressure from Republican leaders, the Justice Department released the full uncensored transcript. During one call, Mateen told negotiators that the U.S. should stop bombing Syria and Iraq, saying the bombs were why he was at the Pulse nightclub. Assistant Special Agent in Charge Ron Hopper said as the killer made these statements, he did so in a chilling, calm, and deliberate manner. Senators from the Republican and Democratic parties introduced 4 measures, 2 to expand background checks, the others to prevent suspected terrorists from obtaining guns. While late last night, all 4 failed to get the 60 votes needed to move on. A brand new CNN ORC poll shows that regular Americans are less divided than Capitol Hill. In both parties, more than 9 in 10 favor background checks. 85% believe people on a terrorist watch list should not be able to buy guns. But on the topic of banning semi-automatic rifles, those polled are more divided along party lines. 73% of Democratic voters and 39% of Republican voters are in favor of banning semi-automatic weapons. After the voting, Democrats held a press conference and blasted Republicans, claiming they're being pressured by the National Rifle Association. This isn't the end of the gun control debate. Senators from both sides of the political aisle expect to introduce more legislation this week. Monica? Monica, you know, people had a really tough decision last night. Watch Luke Bryan or Game 7, but the country superstar stopped mid-song to give everyone at the Buckeye Country Superfest the final score.
Stop! Congratulations, Cavaliers, you're world champions!
That video was shot by our own Jared Smalley's wife. Brian was in the middle of a song, play it again, when he told his band to stop. It was one of many updates throughout the concert. Brian also announced to the crowd earlier the Cavs had a 3-point lead with 10 seconds to go with LeBron James shooting free throws. Then Brian said everyone had their phones, so he decided to keep playing. But when he announced the Cavs had won, the stadium erupted. A few minutes later, someone handed Brian a Cavs James jersey to put on, and he yelled to the crowd, "Congratulations, Ohio." A great night, Monica. So we just learned from Attorney General Loretta Lynch yesterday that the transcripts will show how police negotiating teams tried to figure out who Mateen was and why he targeted the gay community. Some of the transcript, though, will be left out. Lynch says this is not to further his propaganda for terrorist groups. She also would not say whether Mateen's wife might face charges. We will be able to read the 3 conversations with 911 dispatchers where authorities say Mateen pledged his allegiance to an ISIS leader, allegedly saying he admired the brothers who bombed the marathon in Boston in 2013. Now, Lynch says their goal is to build a complete profile on Mateen in order to prevent another massacre. She wants to make sure they learn everything about the killer, his contacts, and who he may have known or who had seen him. Meanwhile, 50,000 people attended a vigil for the victims in downtown Orlando. People dressed in pride colors and held signs and flags to show love and unity. Candles were lit as a moment of silence was held and each victim's name was read. People who went to the event say it shows the city and its residents are Orlando strong. Before the vigil, service was held at St. Luke Cathedral Church, which was followed by a large procession to Lakeside Park. Now, when those partial transcripts on the FBI are released today, we will make sure we'll have all of that so you can read them on NBC4i.com. You know, listen to this. These 2 inmates may have escaped from jail by squeezing through a 2-foot wide hole they apparently made in the jail's exterior wall. Now, according to our sister station, WDTN in Dayton, Chadwick Heath and Michael Roberts escaped from Fayette County Jail in Indiana on Saturday. Surveillance video from the jail shows those 2 escaping from the tiny hole. Now, investigators are searching for them right here in central Ohio. Police say the two took off in a pickup truck, a Ford that was reported missing by Robert's previous boss, who said he had stolen it before. Well, late last night, that truck was found in Dayton. Deputies say it wasn't damaged and the keys were inside. Both suspects were facing more than 10 years in prison. Now, the Fayette County, Indiana prosecutor is offering a $1,000 cash reward per inmate for information leading to their arrest. And if you see them, take caution and dial 911. Monica.